You know that feeling? Your heart is in a total tug of war between peace and chaos. One minute you're fine, and the next you're just swamped by frustration or anxiety. Well, today we're going to tackle that head on because we're breaking down a really powerful idea from the Bible: how to let a deep, lasting peace truly rule our lives.
And it all really boils down to this one incredible verse from Colossians. Now, I want you to notice that very first word, let. That's huge, right? It implies a choice. Peace isn't something we have to manufacture, it's something we're invited to allow to take charge. This one verse is pretty much the foundation for everything we're about to explore.
Now, this key verse doesn't just hang out there by itself. It's actually part of a bigger game plan that the Apostle Paul lays out for a completely new way of living. It's a life defined not by our old habits, but by our new identity in Jesus. And getting that context, well, it's everything for what comes next. So, where do we even begin with all this? When you hear a command like let peace rule, it can sound like another heavy burden, right? Another thing to add to your spiritual to-do list. But, and this is so important, the Bible just flips that whole idea completely on its head. This isn't about earning peace, it's all about responding to a gift we've already been given. See, before Paul even tells us what to do, he reminds us of who we are. And this is the absolute starting line. You are chosen, holy, and dearly loved by God. This isn't some goal you have to achieve, it's a status you already have because of his grace. This right here is the bedrock that everything else is built on. And this just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? It's the choice we face every single day. On the left, you've got what feels like our default setting, our changing emotions, our defensive pride, our quick anger, calling all the shots. But the text presents this radical alternative, a heart that is intentionally governed, like an umpire in a game, by the steady, unwavering peace of Christ. Okay, so if we're serious about letting peace rule, it's going to require a major internal transformation. This isn't about trying to change all our difficult circumstances. It's about changing our character from the inside out. And it all starts with what we choose to wear. Paul uses this incredible metaphor, clothe yourselves. Just think about that for a second. Every morning, you make a conscious decision about what clothes to put on. In the exact same way, he says we are to intentionally and actively put on virtues like compassion, kindness, and patience. These aren't just feelings that might happen to us, they are active, daily choices. So here's the absolute key. Understanding the why. Why should we do this? Because it's a direct response to the incredible grace we've been shown. You were forgiven when you absolutely didn't deserve it. That amazing reality is meant to move from just being a belief in our heads to being the very way we live and treat other people. The gospel becomes the clothes we wear every day. But let's be real. This kind of internal change isn't something we can just muster up on our own. It's not about gritting our teeth and just trying harder. It means we have to draw strength and direction from a powerful source outside of ourselves. And here's the connection, and it is crystal clear. Peace reigns when Christ reigns. So how does Christ reign in our hearts? Through his word. When we allow Scripture to really saturate our minds, to dwell richly in us, it starts to shape our thoughts, our reactions, and our entire way of being. And this is why this matters so much. It creates a peace that isn't fragile. It's not dependent on your life being perfect or your circumstances being calm. It's an internal stability that comes from a heart surrendered to God's truth. When the word is your anchor, fear starts to lose its power, and a deep sense of gratitude begins to grow, even in the middle of a storm. Okay, so we've talked about the why, the foundation of grace, and we've covered the what, the internal change powered by an external source. So now let's get super practical and talk about how to actually live this out day by day. This breaks it down into a fantastic step-by-step process. First, in those moments of frustration, make the active choice for patience. Second, when you're wronged, choose to forgive quickly instead of letting resentment take root. Third, before you react, let the truth of the Bible inform your response. And finally, cultivate a heart of worship and thankfulness no matter what you're facing. If we were to boil this entire explainer down to its absolute essence, it's this. All of these ideas, grace, forgiveness, patience, the word, they all point to one central action. Let Christ rule. That's the ultimate takeaway. All right, as we start to wrap this up, let's shift from just learning about these ideas to really applying them. Let's take a quick moment to make this personal.
The source material offers up this beautiful prayer that just perfectly captures the heart of this message. It's a simple plea to God. Let your peace take over where my emotions try to lead. Fill me up with your truth so my whole life points back to you. This is such a great model for our own prayers.
So, here's our first reflection question, and it requires some real honesty. When you get that frustrating email or you have that difficult conversation, what is your knee-jerk reaction? What truly takes the throne in that split second? Is it Christ's peace, or is it your own pride and your raw emotions? And finally, let's leave with this thought. If we say that the Bible is central to our lives, where's the proof? Is it visible in how we speak? Is it evident in how we react when we're under pressure? And maybe most telling of all, is it changing how we interact with the people we find the most difficult? It's a challenging question for sure, but it gets to the very heart of letting peace rule.